Jó estét mindenkinek, sziasztok! Hollywoodban már gőzerővel folyik a verseny a jelölésekért. Brad Pitt legújabb filmje, mellyel a legjobb főszereplő díjra pályázik, az Astra, ezt egyébként láthatjátok is már itt a moziban. Őt és a kollégáit is lencsevégre kaptuk Los Angelesben és Velencében.
It was so exciting when he asked me to come and be a part of the film, and they were already filming actually, and my character wasn't very defined, so it was kind of a work in progress. So he said, will you come out? And we sort of filmed different things over a few months to kind of create this relationship between these two people. And Brad's amazing. He's such a beautiful, generous actor, and it's a really special film.
When you look up to the stars, what are your thoughts?
I usually wonder whether or not it's going to rain.
That's it?
Yeah.
If you could land anywhere in coming down from the space, where would that be?
Central Texas.
Why?
That's where I live.
If Ad Astra means the stars, right? Up to the stars.
Yes.
So if you look up to stars, what are your thoughts?
We can't understand it. We can't even begin to understand it. But it's not our job to understand it. Our job is to understand each other. And going out there can only remind us how special it is what we have here. That's what it means to me.
Brad Pitt has a very solitary, lonely character in this film. How do you relate to that?
Well, you always put yourself into the movie. You put yourself into the work, and he put himself into the work. But isn't everybody alone or lonely at some point in their lives? I feel like that's everybody. So we felt everybody could relate to what it's like to be alone. It's both beautiful and horrifying at the same time, but that's what makes for drama.
Hello again. How are you?
How are you doing?
How am I doing?
Yep.
I'm feeling pretty good because we finally get to release this to the world and then it's time to move on.
And this is the last stop.
This is the last stop.
Brad, when you look up to the stars, what are your thoughts?
I've talked about this before, but when you're a kid, you see the lit side of the moon, so you draw it as a crescent. I mean, now I see the orb, no matter what light's on it. I see then beyond that, I think of infinite space, planets, galaxies behind that, billions and billions of galaxies, and it's just, and here we are on this Horton Hears a Who speck. Do you know Dr. Seuss? Yes, there's something to that, and I feel very humbled by that, but also that there's something certainly bigger than us, and I feel very connected to something beyond us that's indescribable.
Your character is very lonely in this movie. How do you relate to that?
Well, I believe it, unless we're a sociopath or something, that we've all experienced these dips in our lives where we can feel, utter loneliness, maybe even despair. And so, I mean, it's one of the things that we wanted to be really honest about in the film and approach it in a very sincere and open way.
Would you like to go and be an astronaut?
Not really. No, I can't say that. I think at this time in my life, it's for younger, more adventurous people. I would like to get up, past our hemisphere and be able to have that view back on Earth. I think any of the astronauts' experience that I've read about, or getting to talk the other day to Nick Hague, they all come back with a profound insight. I think that'd be interesting.
And if you could land anywhere, where would that be?
I'm going to land right in my yard and walk in my front door.
And do what?
To be.
Do what?
Probably crawl in bed. Thank you.
Your year. Everybody says that's the year of Brad Pitt, in the sense that you have two amazing movies out there. Is that flattering? Do you have the feeling of, I'm harvesting what I'm doing?
It feels the same to me. It just feels the same. Approach the film with the same amount of intensity, really push to get it right, to make sure it's quality, and then releasing it. Some land, some don't. And, we're always doing our best. So it feels like a continuation of when I started 30 years ago, really.
If you could change that, do you sometimes think, even when you achieved so much, you are one of the most influential people now with your Plan B also? Did you sometimes think, why I didn't become a journalist or just a normal job?
No, I'm not one to really question. I trust the way things open up. I'm kind of an instinct guy where I'll go if it feels right. And even if it ends in disaster, it kind of informs the next thing that So I'm really not one to question my path. It's just how do you keep the path interesting and meaningful is more what I think about.
Absolutely. But did your philosophy or life philosophy change over the years? Because as we are getting more mature and we grow, you have something like a life philosophy you are living by?
Personally, I'm really drawn to the Stoic philosophers. I think either they were so ahead of their time, or probably it's amazing how little we've learned since them, some 2,000 years later. I really feel like they got it right and had an understanding that we could all benefit at this time from.
What philosophy would that be, for example?
Well, a lot of it is about acceptance of your fate, in a way, of your path. Or I would say seeing life's challenges, which are always there, as just that, challenges, instead of some idea that, life is against you. Do you know?
Just to take what comes and to embrace it, kind of.
Yeah, which is easier said than done. It makes for a great bumper sticker, but it's a real challenge for us humans. I mean, some were just like idiotic, like a drunken night. And some are like have meaning and purpose, yeah.
Legközelebb 2 hét múlva vasárnap este 11-kor találkozunk Jennifer Anistonnal, Reese Witherspoonnal, Eva Longoriával, Gerard Butlerrel, Michael Douglassel és Arnold Schwarzeneggerrel. Szép estét mindenkinek, szép hetet, sziasztok!